Alright, hello and welcome everybody. We are back here. It's been a long few weeks without racing with Formula GT, but we are so back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Monza, and it is going to be an absolutely stellar race we have for you today. We have some rookies joining us today, so that will be very exciting. New drivers from several different teams, including a new driver racing for Deadeye Racing. And also FR will also be bringing in a new driver for this weekend. And I am honestly really excited to see how these two drivers do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we hope you're having an absolutely great time. We're just going to wait here for the drivers to get into the lobby. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, we have our first driver here, who is loading in. It is Matt, the Scuderia Racing Force driver. Had a pretty decent showing last time out at the Nürburgring, but we'll see if he can improve upon that performance here today. We know that Racing Force machine is quick. We've seen some absolutely stellar drives from him and his teammate, Fernando Gomez. So I just cannot wait to see how everything goes. We'll get to the track here momentarily, but first and foremost, if you are new here, let me tell you a little bit about this track. This track was one of the original racetracks to enter the Formula 1 calendar. Oh, wrong button. Track is 3.6 miles around with 5.7 kilometers with 11 turns. Now, this is a high-speed track, so there's not going to be a lot of downforce on these cars here today. I mean, the original layout of this track didn't even have a chicane. It only had just a straight line where turn 1 now is. So we're going to see some chaos here in the chicane, and also Fernando Gomez is here. Thankfully, he didn't have any trouble joining the lobby this time, because we know that is an unfortunate problem there for the Racing Force drivers. And yeah, Racing Force is here in full force. Both drivers on the grid with the Alfa Romeo / Lamborghini powered machines. And I am so excited for today. If you guys are new here, first of all, welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and explain a few things about how these sessions are going to play out. We have a 30-minute practice session between 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 o'clock. And then we go into qualifying. Qualifying is about 10 minutes. And then we take a little 5-minute break so drivers can go ahead and get comfortable and get settled with, you know, their drinks, their snacks, make sure they hydrate, use the restroom, do whatever they need to, and then it is race time. We're going to see these drivers doing some long runs here today in practice. Now, Monza is not a tire munching track, so I will believe that we'll see a good amount of drivers start probably on the medium tire compound, but then they will switch to the soft tire afterwards. You have to use both tire compounds in this race, the soft and the medium. Wets and intermediates are available, but we don't usually run rain, and in Gran Turismo, Monza is actually incapable of having rain, so those tires will be non-existent. We do not use the hard tire in Formula GT. So that is why we have the teams use the soft and medium tire compound. JW, actually the new FR driver, is here. Glad to see that FR will be having 2 cars on the grid. And Whiteout is now joining the lobby. He was a question mark coming into this because he mentioned earlier that his power went out and he wasn't sure if he would be able to join the race. Thankfully, his power has come back on, and he is here. Whiteout, a very serious contender in the Drivers' Championship at the moment. Actually, him and his team are serious contenders in their respective championships. Pulling up the statistics here. Whiteout is currently P3 in the Drivers' Championship, but he is less than 10 points behind Gomez, who sits in second place at the moment. Viper for Deadeye Racing is in the lead currently with 122 points. And right now, there's a very close battle. There's only 20 points separating Deadeye Racing and Exo High Caliber here today. Ricky is back. We haven't seen Ricky since Austria. He is one of the reserve drivers racing for IHR. IHR is a staple team around here. Whiteout is here, part of the Exo High Caliber squad, and JD Killswitch racing for Project Zero is here. Lucian is back in the second seat of that High Caliber racing machine. So previously B23 actually occupied that seat for the last few races, so that definitely put Exo High Caliber in a good spot, but now he will be returning to his original team of Sohei Racing. And I think we're gonna have an absolute blast here today. Gonna have a lot of cars on track. Some rookies now on track are gonna be on track as well. And right now we have Gomez setting the fastest time, or he's on track to set the fastest time of the weekend. His teammate currently has that spot right now. Now Monza is a very fast track, so it's going to be a lot of high speeds. There's going to be a lot of overtaking here today. So, especially with some of the more aggressive drivers. Schulte is here as well, racing the other Project Zero car. And Gothboy has joined the room. We haven't seen Gothboy in a while, so Sohei Racing will have a car on track today, at least. And B23 is also in the Sohei machine. These Saab-powered cars, it's great to see them back. We haven't seen them, at least in a few races. The very striking purple livery on that car. Very awesome to see here. We have quite a few drivers already here, which is always a good sign. Just gonna go and make sure that nobody's having any current tech problems. As of right now, I am not seeing any notes of tech problems, so that is very good. Pixel is here as well, driving. He's just taking a few practice laps around in his custom Red Bull. I do not believe he is racing today. I believe it will be Schulte and Killswitch. But sometimes we will allow drivers to just inherit the practice session, because the main objective of the practice session for drivers is that they want to get, familiar, they want to get warmed up. Because it's different when you're testing on your own versus testing around the other drivers that you'll be racing with here today. So you'll definitely want to get that familiarity, get warmed up. But also, some new things have been happening with Formula GT as of late. We have an affiliate partnership. That is right. So we have a new partner in Dubby Energy. So excited to have them part of our journey. Use promo code Formula GT at dubby.gg and you can get yourself a 10% discount and support the league in the process. We always love having new partners. Gives us more opportunities to provide better racing for these drivers on track. And right now, it's going to be a good opportunity for these rookie drivers to get some good experience here. JW actually setting the fastest time of this session here at the moment. Awesome stuff there. From the British driver. Just doing some more checks, making sure everything is A-okay. We got about 20 minutes before qualifying starts. Just making sure we can get everybody in here that we can. So right now, we have quite a few drivers in here already. We got 10 drivers. Hopefully we're going to get some more in. Hopefully we can fill out the 14 driver slots that are here. Now, Gran Turismo lobbies do host 16, but we usually reserve 2 for a host and or commentator. So 14 drivers maximum on the grid. Oh, and we see Lucian getting a little bit loose there, coming out of the corner. And I mean, sometimes these corners are deceptively tricky. If you enter the corner wrong, especially if you take too much curb, you can be right off into the gravel and it could just ruin your entire lap or your race. So drivers can use any tire type that they choose here. Oh, and B23 goes a bit wide. It's like they're actually racing here now between B23 and Pixel. Going too wide into the first chicane. Oh, Schulte slows down at an opportune time. B23's gonna weave around and there's a slight bit of contact. Luckily, damage does not carry over from practice to qualifying. So fortunately, we're not gonna have any incidents like Franco Colapinto had in Vegas. The Gran Turismo repair team works extremely quickly. They can repair cars even while you're currently on track in a minute. Absolute talent. JW still has the fastest time of the session right now for practice, which is really impressive there for the rookie. Amazing stuff. Can't wait to see if this pace holds up in qualifying and the race itself. There we go, that's the command for it. So yes, the links to our partners is there down below. And if you want to support the league even more, you can buy some stickers. There's other bottles we have too. I bought a sticker for my laptop. And now I have a Formula GT decal that we use for the logos and that are on these cars. You can put it straight on the back of your laptop, back of your PlayStation, or on anything that can fit the logo. So right now we have a very unconventional, well, semi-unconventional top 3. Okay, it's not so unconventional anymore. JW currently has the fastest time by 0.04 of a second. Whiteout currently 0.3 ahead of Lucian. Lucian, his first race back in quite some time. Back in the XL high caliber racing machine. Oh, we have another new driver. FH, I'm not sure what team he is a part of. That is a very striking livery. I just unfortunately do not know to which this car belongs to. I will confirm with race control once again. We have 15 minutes left till qualifying begins. Yeah, unfortunately, I do not know who FH is. And we don't have him on the registration anywhere, so unfortunately, we are going to have to boot him, and I believe that's it actually. Just double checking our schedule here. So we have 12 drivers actually, 2 more and we'd have the maximum allotment of drivers. So right now it's still JW with the fastest time of the session with 15 minutes left to go. I'm just curious on how these rookies are going to do. There's a lot of interesting factors that are going to be at play here for this race in Monza for our return for the second half of the season. We have a rookie driver and 1 more rookie driver set to join us. A team returning after being absent for the last few races in Sohei Racing. We have reserve drivers coming in for IHR. Oh, speaking of the IHR car, Ricky is in the wall. I believe he's the only IHR driver that we might have for today. And no sign of any of the Deadeye Racing drivers, which would be very unfortunate because Viper is currently in the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And also, Deadeye Racing is in the lead of the Constructors' Championship. So some very strong championship implications here today. As Whiteout is about to set the fastest lap time, or he set the fastest lap time previously. He's on track to set another fastest lap. JW does have a half-second penalty, which thankfully does not incur much during a practice session. Best to get those penalties out of your system during practice. Oh, I see. Alright, we're gonna... So apparently the only other issue with the other rookie currently joining is he still needs the livery. Alright, so I'm gonna check in with someone real quick. So, currently checking in with, so FH is actually a team that used to be in Formula GT, just got word from Race Control. I guess they're just practicing, but they haven't signed up and they haven't competed at all during this season or even a prior season. Alright, so I have been given the command to kick out FH GR. Unfortunately, he's just not part of this league at this moment. Next season, I mean, he was a rapid driver, so I wouldn't mind seeing them back in a future season, so we're just gonna have to see if they pop in for Season 9, which I heard some rumors that we're gonna have quite a few new teams in Season 9, so it's gonna make this championship all the more interesting. Yeah, so we don't have the Deadeye Racing drivers here. We knew Flaring Aces wouldn't be here today because a driver by the name of Venomous Roman will be taking his seat for the rest of the season due to some scheduling conflicts that Aces had. So we're gonna keep an eye out and see if we can get either of the two Deadeye Racing drivers here. This would actually put serious implications for the team's championship if neither one of the drivers are here. Because Whiteout and Viper for Exo High Caliber and Deadeye Racing respectively have consistently battled each other for first and second place all throughout the season, and Ricky gets a little bit squirrely. Unfortunate there for the American driver. We have quite a few Americans on the grid today. We have 4. Usually we have about 3, with B23, Kill Switch, and Whiteout being very consistently on the grid. So it's about 9-ish minutes, actually about 8 minutes now till qualifying is done, or till qualifying begins. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. Alright. Alright, so I just got word that the Deadeye Racing rookie Venomous Roman has indeed found the correct livery that he will be running for the team. And I think he might actually be the only so Illusion actually has a half-second penalty now. We have actually quite a pretty healthy lobby size today! And Illusion goes round again. If you get a little bit on that grass or on that gravel, it's just gonna bite you, so you gotta be careful. Qualifying starts in about 7 minutes. And I mean, hey, it's best to get these penalties out of your system now rather than later. So in practice, you can run either tire compound. I mean, it's good to get a good amount of running on both tire compounds. You have the soft and mediums. As we hear the beautiful roar of the inline 4 cylinders revving down the straights, coming up to the chicane here, and before entering Parabolica. If you are just joining us, we are currently in free practice, and we'll be beginning qualifying here shortly. And I just want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on Instagram, and also follow us here on Twitch. And if you want to watch the whole race later and the entire stream, check out our YouTube channel. The full race VOD will be posted there later today. So if you want to relive the action of this race or any of the other races of the season, then check out our YouTube channel. I believe all the links should be there. And also, if you want a new energy drink, then go ahead, try out Dubby and use our promo code FormulaGT, and you can get yourself a 10% discount. I didn't try Dubby before we actually partnered with them, and honestly, I am pretty impressed. I'm not usually too big of a fan of the powdered drinks, but I do like this one. It's got a pretty smooth flavor, and it doesn't taste overly powdery until you get down to the very bottom. But it's still a very good flavor. The flavors don't taste dull, and it also doesn't just taste like a crap ton of chemicals. So yeah, get you guys some Dubby. And if you want a Formula GT bottle to put it in, check out our other sponsor, FuelCan.shop. letting the drivers know that qualifying starts in 5 minutes. And we go back on track. Right now we have Lucian, Whiteout, and Gomez currently sitting in the top 3 positions. Fortunately, we've had no issues with drivers joining the lobby, thankfully. And there's the new rookie, Venomous Roman, sitting in the Deadeye Racing machine that Flaring Aces normally would be driving. And I think he's actually the only Deadeye Racing driver we're having for today. So some serious championship implications here. It's a really good shot for Gomez and Whiteout to go ahead and make a serious move in the Drivers' Championship. And also it's a good shot for Exo High Caliber to get a lunge up onto the current Constructor Champion, or Constructor Championship leaders. So we got 2 rookies here today. We have Venomous Roman and JW for Deadeye Racing and FR Racing, respectively. Curious to see how these rookies are going to do. JW is about to go back out again. So, before we get started, I want to try to actually get a poll started just to see. Back to that later, but just in the chat, who do you guys think is going to do better out of the 2 rookies that we have here today? Is it going to be Venomous Roman, or is it going to be JW? We already seeing support there for Venomous Roman, or Venomous Venom. I know him as Roman. Roman's a good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years, and I'm glad he's getting a shot to debut in Formula GT. I got something in chat. There's no specific rules against refueling. Just gonna let JW know. Refueling is generally not required, and wow, we have a lot of first-time chatters here today supporting Venomous Roman. It's awesome to see that here today. I think it's going to be really fun between the 2 rookies. Oh, Crunders is here now too. Crunders is actually currently on top of the times, but that is because some other drivers have retired to the pit lane. And yeah, we got qualifying down in 1 minute to go. So probably the biggest story of the day is the 2 rookie drivers, Venomous Venom and JW, going head to head here. One in the IHR machine, or sorry, one in the FR Racing machine and the other in the Deadeye Racing machine. Very curious to see how that goes. Ooh, and Crunders is into the wall. The number 15 IHR machine goes spinning, and Lucian also takes a hit. Oh, that is unfortunate. Artur is now here as well. We actually have a almost full lobby. We have actually, I think we have 13 drivers here currently. So, we're going to go ahead and get qualifying started. Qualifying is about to begin. We have 13 drivers out of 14 max that are able to qualify here today. And it's going to be a absolutely staggering race we got here today. Qualifying is live. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to want to miss this. And that's the sound that everybody wants to hear. And it is time for qualifying here in Monza. Whiteout's going to be the first driver out, followed by Illusion. Now these drivers are going to want to get their out laps done as quick as possible. Now granted, this track doesn't have as long of an out lap as, say, Spa has. But you definitely want to get that out lap done because you want to burn as much fuel as possible during the qualifying session. We're seeing, I think, yeah, everybody's currently out aside from JW. JW is in first place despite being in the pits. We love Gran Turismo when it does some funny shenanigans like that. Oh, Crunder's almost turned it a bit too early there for the upcoming chicane. He nails it, and now he's gonna. You gotta get those heat. You gotta get the heat into the tires. So that's actually probably what he was doing. Because when the tires are in the optimal tire temperature, you get the most grip. The tires expand with heat, and the more rubber that is on the track, the more grip you get. It's a pretty simple philosophy. The main thing you need to know is you heat up the tires, your lap times are going to be faster. And the fastest lap time puts you at the front of the grid. So that is exactly what these drivers are going to aim for. Whiteout's going to start his flying lap. The two EXO high caliber cars will be the first ones to start their lap. This actually works out really good for them because they can slipstream off of each other and go for an EXO high caliber front row lockout, which is what they're going to attempt here. As we go on board with Whiteout in the cockpit view, as he goes down to the next set of chicanes. Now this is a surprisingly good passing opportunity here on these chicanes. We saw it with Oscar Piastri in Formula 1 overtaking his teammate on that specific chicane. Now these corners, you got to get the entry and exits absolutely perfect. Otherwise you're going to be in the gravel, you're going to lose a bit of time, like I think Whiteout just did there. And Illusion must have too, because he's got a half-second penalty. The Norwegian driver, unfortunately, just getting a penalty, and that's going to kind of ruin his chances a bit of setting a good time, at least on this run. Luckily, you still have quite a while before then. There is a Red Bull Adidas in front, giving a little bit of a slipstream to Whiteout as he enters the Parabolica, one of the most famous corners in racing. Oh, Whiteout's going to get very wide there, but he keeps it within the white lines, and he's going to go and set a 1:27 as his first lap. Excellent stuff there from Whiteout. We'll see who follows in behind. Illusion gonna set a 1:31. He had a half-second penalty, which is going to... Oh, P23 actually shoots up into P2. Good stuff there from the American. And Gomez is gonna fire off with a shot into P2. Now Gomez is a very quick driver in both qualifying and in race pace. We have seen this man go to the bottom of the grid because he was unable to make qualifying, and he would shoot up into P2. We have seen this man do some very talented things. And Roman getting a little bit onto the gravel there. The American rookie going ahead and starting one of his faster laps. He is currently sitting in P8, just behind Schulte and ahead of Ricky B. He is currently a lap or a second slower than this previous time, but you still have quite a bit of time. We still have another 6 minutes left of qualifying, a little bit under now. Romans, he's got a good run. He needs to make an improvement if he wants to get higher up the order. There is a very speedy Mexican right behind him, Fernando Gomez, getting a good slipstream off of the off of the Deadeye Racing Machine, the Toyota powered car, and with the number donned with the number 24. I wonder if Gomez is going to try an overtake during qualifying. Not likely. Roman's going to enter the Parabolica. Let's see if he improves his time. He's got a 1:32 at the moment. Oh, but he's actually gonna, oh, I thought he was pulling off into the pits. He does not improve his time. It's a 1:33 for the American driver. About halfway done with qualifying now. Whiteout, Gomez, and JW are currently the fastest drivers at the moment. JW actually the other rookie sitting in P3 at the moment for FR Racing. That is very good for the British rookie racing here for the Canadian team. B23 in the Soe machine. We've seen him so often in the last few races in the Ecto High Caliber machine, so seeing him back in the team that he's originally from is quite interesting. Oh, but he gets a little bit on the gravel. He's a bit squirrely. He's off into the grass. And he's going to reset to the pit so he doesn't impede anyone. That is the best thing to possibly do. You will have to take another outlap, but it is currently a second row start for the Sohei Racing driver of B23. So right now, oh, and Krunders will set a new personal best. He moves up into P4, and that's an improvement for him. Krunders is a very aggressive driver, but he's very quick too. Roman will set a new time. He's up to P9. He's currently 4/10 away from the other Sohei Racing driver. Matt is going to move up to P8 himself. Killswitch sets a new time. Where does that put him? That puts him in P5. Good stuff there from the Project Zero squad. Now we know Project Zero is really close to the IHR team when it comes to qualifying, or when it comes to the team's championship. So that is going to be a battle we're going to want to keep an eye on as the two Sohei Racing drivers go ahead and make their way on their outlaps. Gomez still sitting at P2, about just under 6/10 away from Whiteout. We know Whiteout is very strong in qualifying, so seeing him in front is not much of a surprise because we know how talented and how quick Whiteout is. Illusion will go ahead and put his high caliber machine up to P3, puts it in the second row, only 7/100ths of a second behind Gomez. And that is extraordinary stuff from the Norwegian. Grunders has a half-second penalty. It's, oh, make that a 1.5-second penalty. That lap is toast, especially because you want all the speed you can going into Parabolica. Gomez sets a new record, and Gomez is in provisional pole position. Roman sets a new time of a 1:31, but he's going to remain in 10th place as it stands. Gomez might be chasing his first pole position here, I believe, of the season. I will confirm that stat once qualifying wraps up. We have another about 1.5 minutes left of regular qualifying, then it's going to allow everyone to finish out their laps. And then we'll go ahead and take our little break, and then we'll get straight into the race here at Monza. Oh, Matt gets a little square there. Luckily, his teammate was on an outlap, so it's not impeding by any stretch. We'll see if Whiteout has an answer for Gomez. He does! 2/10 ahead of Fernando Gomez. That is extraordinary from the American driver. If it's qualifying, it's going to be Gomez, Whiteout, and usually Viper, but we don't have Viper here today. So it's going to be between these two. Gomez was potentially going to get a slingshot off of his teammate, but he's still on the outlap, so it's not going to matter too much. If he starts his flying lap in the next 30 seconds, then he'll have one more lap to go. Otherwise, that's going to be it. We are down to the last 30 seconds of qualifying, so if drivers are going to start their laps, they'll need to do it now. As the cars get lighter, as they burn through more fuel, I think these times will go ahead and get quicker and quicker. Illusion pushing to the absolute limit of his car, but JW is having a really impressive performance. He is the, yeah, he's actually the only F1 racing driver here today. Normally C-Chan is here as well, but JW is going to be taking his place for today, presumably. And that's going to be the final lap. We'll see where the other rookie sits. And the other rookie is coming across the line after exiting the parabolic, as somebody has gone around. And he sets an improved time, but not in an improved position. But it is a second row start for the British driver. Crunders is on his final lap as well. Gomez is done. Whiteout's done. Lucian's about to set his last time as well. Where does it put him? Does not improve his time or his position, but it is a front row start for the returning driver of Lucian. Crunders is on his final lap as well. Killswitch and B23 are sitting back. Roman is on his final lap. He's coming around the Parabolica. We'll see if he improves his time and jumps up some spots. He does! He's up to P9. He jumps Ricky, the American rookie, moves himself up into P number 9 on his final lap. Yeah, I believe now we're just waiting for the post-race timer. And then Crunders, actually on it, he was actually the last driver left on his lap. And that's it for Crunders. On 129, he'll start from P5 on the grid. We'll cycle through the qualifying standings once again, once the lobby concludes, around at the 12-minute mark. And then we'll take our 5-minute break, and then it is time for round number 6, Monza, to get underway. Excellent stuff there from all of these drivers. We have 13 of the most talented drivers in Gran Turismo here today with us, racing these Super Formula cars to the absolute limit. They're going to give us some amazing racing later on today. I can feel it. I believe we are just now waiting for that timer to officially run out, which it should be here in the next few seconds, indeed. Alright, so taking a look once again at your qualifying standings, you have Whiteout, Gomez, Lucian, JW, Crunders, Killswitch, B23, Matt, and that's the top 8. On to the next path, we have Roman, Ricky, Schulte, Gothboy, and Artura. That is going to be our grid. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and start at 13, probably actually 13:20. And yeah, we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be here and getting ready in about 2 minutes. B23 is asking about red flags. I do not believe we are gonna have red flags here today, so just don't crash. God, I feel like I said that before. If you want to avoid a red flag, just don't crash. Although I know it's tricky, because that turn 1 chicane is notorious. If you've been in any daily races, you would know the struggle of trying to make it through turn 1 without any incident. But that's why we have stewards and an incident report system. And also, I'm sure there will be penalties handed out left, right, and center if that's the case. Alright, it's 1 minute to go before we go ahead and get started with round number 6 in Monza. Well, you see, Mr. B23, we gotta do it for the sportsmanship. So actually, you know what? Someone please recreate a bowling incident in Monza. I'm 100% kidding. Please do not. We don't want any bowling incidents here. So, it's 1 minute left to go, and then it is go time. Gonna ask the drivers, are we ready? I'm pretty sure B23 is ready. No, Gomez is ready. I'm ready to not see a red flag have to get called. Alright, Roman's ready. We're about ready. It's about that time. We're seeing the R's coming in. It is time for round number 6 here in Monza. We go racing. 13 drivers on the grid, the most we've had all season for any particular race, and it will be go time here in Monza. We're gonna wait for those 5 red lights to go out. False starts will be penalized, so you definitely don't want to jump the gun. Those inline 4 cylinders are revving up. We have the 5 red lights are going out. And it's lights out, away we go! A great start there from Whiteout and Lucian. Gomez not quite getting the start that he needed. Oh, but they're going side by side into turn 1. JW is getting a little risky there, onto the grass. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, they mostly keep it on track, but a lot of cars are going wide there in the back. There's a lot of cars in the gravel, including Roman, Godboy, B23, and others. Artura getting a little slidey there too. Not a whole lot of major contact, but it's just so many cars trying to fit into turn one at the same time. Didn't look like any obvious contact. Quite a few drivers are down the order now. Oh, but one of the IHR cars goes wide. It's Ricky. Oh, Ricky comes out in front of Artura. That gives Roman back a spot. He's back up into P10. Lots of crazy driving going on. Lucian is gonna go. Actually, he's under attack from JW. We go on board with the Brit right now as he's looking to make a charge. This is probably one of the quickest rookies we have seen in recent times here in Formula GT. And he is going. Oh, but there's a penalty applied to Gomez. He's got a half-second penalty. That's going to cede a spot to Lucian. And JW probably, because JW is right behind him. As we exit lap number one, some couches is that Roman has actually made up quite a few spots there. He's back up into P8. He started P9. Got a little bit squirrely into turn one chaos. But then he's now up into P8. He's got some ground to make up if he wants to catch Matt. Grunders and Killswitch going side by side. Matt is getting very aggressive there. Super late on the brakes. Killswitch has to go wide. Roman goes wide. And there's contact between Roman and Schulte. Roman is off track. Oh, that's a very dicey re-entry for Roman. Ricky is in the wall. Oh, that's going to get looked at by the stewards after that. A very hairy re-entry for Roman there as he just goes wide into that chicane. Artura, or B23 is going to try to make a dive onto Roman. Roman getting very defensive. Roman actually forces B23 wide, and B23 is actually off into the gravel. Dicey stuff here in the opening stages of this race. Gomez will have to slow down because of his penalty. Pixel has just given us the green light. He is starting the session. It's about to be race time here in Monza once again. We're going to see these drivers absolutely push it to the limit, and we're going to see where these drivers go ahead and sit. All right, it is now time. We're about to have those 5 red lights are ready to go out. The turbocharged inline 4s of the Super Formula cars are revving up. The absolute symphony of turbocharged inline 4s is about to start soon. And the 5 red lights are about to go out. And it's lights out, away we go! Whiteout again gets another great start. Same with Lucian. Gomez once again losing out on the start. He might even lose out to JW this time around. Going into the first corner. Oh, there's so many cars going wide. Oh, there's a lot of contact there. Oh my God, it's like downtown Atlanta on that track right now. A lot of cars getting all bunched up. Roman actually benefited from a lot. He's now up to P6. JW moves down a spot. Killswitch also benefited a lot. He's now in a podium position. And so is Ricky and P23. So the whole order got shaken up there. That is unfortunate news for Whiteout and Gomez, but excellent for P23, Ricky, and a lot of the other drivers that have benefited from that. Extraordinary. We knew there's going to be chaos in Monza, and sure enough, chaos has come back. Gomez is going to line up a move onto Killswitch. Gomez didn't have the best start, but he fared better than some of the other contenders. A lot of cars getting onto that gravel. Oh, there's contact there between Killswitch and Gomez. That's going to open up a big window there. Oh, Killswitch is being very aggressive on the block, but not aggressive enough to hold Gomez behind. Gomez makes the pass into Parabolica. Killswitch actually goes very wide there. JW slips back into 4th place, but he's actually going to go ahead and push Gomez. And JW is going to get back up into the top 3. This has been a hectic lap 1 here at Monza. But that is what we expected coming to Gomez. Is potentially going to try to shot around the outside. No. Oh, but Ricky Trouble for Ricky. The IHR car has to go up to the runoff and actually launches his car slightly in the runoff due to the barriers. And now he's down in the 7th. Gomez is back in the podium spot, and Whiteout has climbed up a few positions as well. Chaos here in Italy. Oh, some cars cutting across that curb. Roman is actually going to make a run up to P5 for the American rookie. Roman is up in the P5 here in the Deadeye Racing machine. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Lucian and Killswitch. Lucian is off into the gravel and a 1-second penalty to boot. Oh, this race has not started well for Lucian here today. But it has started well for the two rookies and B23. JW now up in the 2nd place with Whiteout on the charge. Whiteout, we're going to go on board. Whiteout's going to make the pass. It looked like a slight bit of contact, but I'm thinking that was just more connectivity based than anything. The EXO high caliber driver moves up into P2. The rookie is holding his own out there. He's up into P3 after avoiding some chaos at the start of this race. We knew this was going to be a spectacular race, but we were not expecting one of these Sohei racing machines to start up in P1. Very clean around the chicane this time around for these drivers. The chaos of earlier laps starting to dissipate a bit. There's a car way off in the back. Artura, I think, just misses braking zone just a bit. Schulte, who was in the podium spot, or sorry, I think that was Killswitch actually, who was in a podium spot earlier, back down to P7. Ricky has overtaken Roman, but still within a good range to actually get a move done. P23 has lost the lead to Whiteout, and Whiteout is back to driving off into the sunset. An incredible recovery drive for the American driver. Oh, it's going to be 4 wide. Gomez potentially thinking to move around the outside onto Gomez. He's got the inside line now, and the move is made. The Mexican driver back up into P2 with P23 holding the line when it comes to the podium spot. This will be I believe the first podium for Sohei this season. Incredible stuff there by the American driver to benefit so heavily from the turn 1 chaos. But JW, a rookie, is on the edge. He's going to go ahead and push B23 to his limit. B23 does have the inside line, but I think JW just made enough of a run up to actually get it, using a lot of that overtake. B23's got the inside line, and B23 is going to retake the position. JW turns in a bit too early into the side of B23, and he's got to go wide a bit. The audacity of this rookie is incredible. Great stuff there for the British rookie, but here's something we're going to check real quick. Oh, he's used almost all of his overtake, and it's only lap 4. So, I mean, it's a good start for JW, but he does not have much overtake left. That explains his hard charge. Burning through that overtake a little too quickly. You got to save that overtake for a later time. As Ricky is chasing out B23, the IHR car against the Sohei racing car. Oh, there's going wide. Good defense there from B23 to hold, but JW takes the open door. He takes it, and B23 goes very wide. Pushed onto the gravel there by JW, and Ricky actually inherits a podium spot due to the little scrap between JW and B23. Absolute insanity going on here for the first few laps of this race. JW is thinking about making a move onto the IHR car. And JW goes ahead and gets the move done onto Ricky. This rookie is very rapid here on Monza, but now we have Gomez and Whiteout just sailing away from the rest of the pack. We know Gomez is great on his tires, so he'll make the most out of it. But we know Whiteout is also very rapid at every stage of a race. Oh, there's a car's going wide a bit. Oh, B23 is past Ricky, but Ricky's going to try another move, but just cannot quite get it done. He might have a shot up the inside here, but it's going to be very ballsy. Oh, but he forces B23 wide onto the gravel. He's going to lose quite a few positions here. He's going to drop down to P7 after being pushed very wide there by Ricky. A very audacious move there from the American in the IHR machine. He's going to look for a move onto the Norwegian driver of Lucian, who hasn't raced here in quite some time, but he's holding his own. The other rookie of Roman is up a few positions. He's up in the P6. And if there's contact between Ricky and Lucian here, the Roman's in a good spot to capitalize. He's got the slipstream. Ricky might be making a move here onto Lucian. Lucian is going to try to hold that outside line. Oh, he's moving to the inside. Ricky's just going to have to brake super late to get the move done. Doesn't happen. And Lucian holds on to P4 there. Oh, there's a car off track. It's Gomez. Gomez is off track. The Mexican driver from Scuderia Racing Force is off track. He drops down a few spots. B23 gets a half-second penalty. And Lucian is back up into the podium spots. But Ricky is going to try to make a move happen. Not quite. Oh, but over the curves, a lot of sliding going around there from Lucian. Man, Ricky is on a tear today, going for these aggressive moves. Lucian is off track a bit, onto the gravel, as Ricky potentially makes a move. Roman is sitting there patiently waiting for one of the two cars in front of him to slip up. We know Venom has been pretty clean, a lot cleaner this time than in the first lap, or first running of this race. Ricky's got a penalty. This is a good opportunity for Roman to move up into P4. He's going to go for the move anyway. He's not even going to wait for the penalty zone. Roman's up to P4. He's right there with Lucian. Is he going to try to move into a podium spot? Are we going to have both rookies in podium positions here? He's got the slipstream. Going up on Roman. They're getting very close. A little bit of bump drafting here going on from the American driver. He's going to try around the outside. Oh, but Lucian just breaks later and holds on to that position there. Solid defense there from the Norwegian, and kudos to these drivers for keeping it clean. A moment for Roman almost took him and Ricky out of this, but they keep it clean. I'm glad that the chaos has quieted down a bit. JW is actually in P2. This would be the best result for FR this season. Extraordinary stuff from the British rookie. Both of the rookies are having a very solid race here. Heavily benefiting from the turn one chaos and just chaos throughout other parts of the lap. Gomez is going to look for a move onto Ricky. I mean, I'm not sure if it'd be worth burning the tires, but Gomez doesn't care. He's going to take that spot off of Ricky. Ricky's got a penalty to serve up here soon anyway. Venomous Venom is in a good spot. He's actually catching Lucian a bit. I wonder if Lucian has just burned all of his... overtake. That possibly might be the case. As we see some excellent racing here today from these drivers. Some good racing there. Oh! Roman is a bit wide. Gomez spins! Oh, and he's just going to try to get out of the way of the other two drivers. This has just not been Gomez's race. Oh, Gomez's races just went from bad to worse. It has not been the race that the Mexican would have wanted coming into today. The championship leader is not racing today, so it would have been a good chance for him to jump up even into the potential lead of the Drivers' Championship ahead of Whiteout possibly. Well, he's already ahead of Whiteout, but ahead of Viper. But we don't have Viper today, and so the only driver that is here is a rookie in Venomous Roman. But honestly, I think Venomous Roman is doing exceptionally well, as is JW. These rookies are putting on a show here today. He's keeping a pretty solid pace, but I think Lucian is indeed catching up. We'll go ahead and actually check. Oh, the overtake. Lucian has no more overtake. Roman still has a good chunk of his. JW is almost out of his overtake, and same with Whiteout. But Ricky's got a lot of overtake. He's not going to go on to the inside. Oh, but he's going to try, but Roman is going to defend. Kill switch goes wide. B23. And Ricky just spins it. Ricky has just spun. Oh, he was on a tear in this race too. The substitute driver, who's only had one Formula GT race under his belt before today. He was on a pretty good move, in a podium position for some time. And Roman's got a half-second penalty. That's going to be for track limits. He's got a good gap to B23, but that's going to make B23 really get a lot closer to him in the Saab-powered Sohei racing machine. Gomez again with another half-second penalty. That is just chaos here in this race. We're seeing a lot of just penalties and chaos here today, more than I was even expecting when coming into this race. Roman's going to slow down. That half-second penalty going to slow him down a bit, but it's before the Parabolica, so he's got enough time to get some speed going before B23 will inevitably attempt to make a move. Depends on who gets the better exit out of here. And it looks like Roman's got the better exit. Slightly. Oh, but going up to that dusty part of the racetrack for B23. B23 is catching up to Roman, though. He's got the slipstream, but not nearly enough to make a move. This has been a very unusual race from start to finish. Oh, a lot of these cars are getting slidey out of the exit of turn 1. Or turn 2, sorry. A lot of drivers getting very, very squirrely there. The gap is under a second now. Some potential on one of these longer straights. B23's got a chance to take a shot at the inside as we go on to the onboard of the number 23 car of B23. Roman does open up a little bit of a gap there to Venomous, or sorry, to B23, but not opening it up by enough. And B23's got the slipstream now. We're going to see, none of these drivers have pitted in yet, so we're going to see some pit stops coming in here soon. As we go on board with the Red Bull Adidas car of Artura. And Gothboy go ahead and try a move on the Schulte, who goes a bit deep into that corner, and Gothboy's up in the P10. Now they both got to try to chase down the other Scuderia Racing Force driver of Matt. And Matt's got he's got a ways to go to catch up the car. There's 15 seconds, almost 16 seconds between the two. But he's got a 2-second gap. Gomez is going to be the first one to pit in on the soft tire. He's going to go ahead and make a pit stop onto the mediums, potentially. You got to use both tire compounds. So let's see what the Racing Force driver is going to have to do. We're going to get a splash of fuel too. The number 17 car is back out on track. We don't normally see refueling, but that might be necessary for this race, because these cars are going full throttle through these corners. Roman's got now about a 2-second gap to B23. Kill switch is going to try to make a move onto his mate, B23. Oh, but just not enough room to safely make the move without wiping out the other driver. Solid sportsmanship here between the two Exodus Motorsports drivers. Keeping it clean and keeping it tidy. But that does open up a nice gap between Roman and B23. Roman is on track to set a personal best. Gomez has the fastest lap of this race right now, and Whiteout is just sailing into the pit lane actually, so he's going to go ahead and make a pit stop. So it's, oh no! Oh, that might be, I'm not sure that's going to be track limits or not for JW. If you went into the pit lane, that certainly would have been a penalty, and that would have been a 3-second penalty of that. JW, the rookie driver, inherits the lead from Whiteout, who pitted in. So did Lucian, also pitted in. And Roman is in a podium position here. We'll see if he'll pit in next lap. Oh, B23 is still battling with kill switch right now. So right now, as far as I'm aware, 3 drivers have pitted in. Whiteout, Lucian, and Gomez. The three cars that started at the front have now all pitted in. So Roman's gonna get a little slidey there on the exit of that corner. That's gonna allow B23 to catch up a bit. Killswitch has backed off a bit, potentially either saving tires or fuel to get him to the end of this race. Now it's gonna be Lucian against Crunders now for a spot, but Lucian is on fresher medium tires now. Or fresher tires in general, I think he was on mediums. And the move is probably going to get made here. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Lucian and Crunders. Crunders has to go wide off the track. Lucian is up a spot, but at what cost? Oh, B23, kill switch. Kill switch is going to make the move. He tried it. He might go around the outside of Parabolica. He's got the move. But oh, he spins it. He just loses it there. Oh no, Killswitch had such an opportunity for a move. But Lucian goes ahead, or sorry, B23 goes ahead and keeps it steady, keeps it on the track, keeps the grip on track. And he just, it's just unfortunate that Killswitch, who was having such a stellar race for Project Zero, just unfortunately lost it there on the Parabolica, on the dusty part of the track. Some of these other drivers are going to have to pit in. Actually, I believe a majority of the field has yet to pit. I believe Matt recently pitted in, same with Gothboy and Schulte. I believe they all pitted in. JW has yet to pit, the current race leader. And I think he's the one of the first rookies to actually lead a lap here in Formula GT. He's led a lap now, but that gap between him and Whiteout is closing. Apparently you can just get up to the dusty part of that racetrack and just not get penalized. That is interesting. So now I wonder how many other drivers are going to try to use that strategy if they catch on to that, or if they're already aware. Roman is partially aware of that. He's going to come across the line. B23 is catching him ever so slightly, but both of these cars still have to pit. Battle between the 2 American drivers. They'll have to pit. Oh, Roman gets a little touch on the gravel, but he will keep it there. I think B23 does catch him slightly in that chicane for turns 1 and 2. But Roman makes up in other parts of the track as well. I unfortunately do not have that direct telemetry to give out for the viewers watching at home. This has been an excellent race here for these drivers. From start to finish, we're just about at the halfway point of this Grand Prix. JW is actually pulling away a bit from Whiteout, ever so slightly, but not for long though. Whiteout might have had a slight moment, but he is overall catching JW. There's some parts of this track where JW actually does pull away, and other parts where Whiteout catches up. So I wonder if that's just a difference in driving style, because you can't tune the cars aside from brake balance. So I wonder what would be the cause of that here today. Excellent driving here though from JW. JW actually has been pulling away though. We know both Whiteout and JW are both out of overtake. Roman is in a podium position at the moment, but he's going to have to pit. So eventually he will have to cede it to Lujan. Lujan, who already pitted, is catching up to B23. He might have to... He's going to have to defend against B23. Oh, lays on the brakes. There's contact between Lujan and B23. That's going to... Even more contact between the two. That might open up the door for Lujan to get back into P4 from around the outside in the corner. He might have it, but B23 is holding that inside line. And Lujan goes ahead and gets the move done. But B23 is going to fire back around the inside. Just does not quite have the pace. Lujan on the softer or fresher tires is just going to make that move. And he's going to make it look easy. Although I can tell you, it was not easy. Now Lujan has got to go hunting after Roman. Roman, who's going on a long stint. I think he's on the mediums. We'll check his tire wear. Yeah, he's going on a long stint. Those mediums actually do look really solid there. So he's going to go on a hard charge there on the soft tire compound when he inevitably has to pit in. But Lujan has got the fresher tires, and he's going to potentially make the move onto Venomous Roman here sooner rather than later. It might even be on the straight after the Parabolica, depending on who gets out of it better. Well, it doesn't matter. Roman's going to go ahead and fire off into the pit lane. He's going to switch, and he's going to try to make those soft tires do some work. And he's going to get a little splash of fuel just so he can make that hard charge back into the rest of this race. He's going to come back out in P8. A massive gap to him and Ricky, so even if he doesn't gain any spots back, he'll finish a position higher than he did, or than he started, so he'll be up one position. JW still leads the race. There's a yellow flag up ahead. Somebody's gone round. It is Godboy has gone round. And I'm sure there's going to be a blue flag here shortly to let JW pass. Usually the rookies are on the other side of the blue flag. He's keeping such a gap to Whiteout, but I wonder at what cost, because Whiteout is pitted and JW has not pitted yet. JW is rapid around these corners. If he does have a full-time drive for next season, I'm sure teams are going to be chomping at the bit to get this driver as part of their roster for next season. Especially because we have quite a few new teams joining in, and we have actually one potential move for drivers. The rookie of Roman, or Venom, might actually be going to a new team called Karma GT that is eyeing an entry for next season. And he is currently putting on a pretty good drive now, as Killswitch and Kronos and P23 are all into the pits. Gomez is back out of the P4. Roman's gonna come out maybe out of B23. Oh, it's gonna be close to no. B23 just comes out just ahead of Roman. Actually, quite a good ways ahead of Roman. Both drivers now on the soft tire compound. Roman is up into P6. And now he's going to go chasing after B23. The gap is closing. Whiteout is about a lap faster, but what this means is JW is going to have a really good tire advantage to some of these other drivers that are behind him. But he's got to pit in now, or maybe next lap at the latest. I wouldn't run the medium tires any further personally. And he's not going to run him any further either. He's off into the pits. Whiteout retakes the lead. He led about 4 laps in this Grand Prix. So good stuff there from JW. The rookie driver actually holding his own extremely well. And he's going to get a splash of fuel as well, just to make sure he can make it to the end of the race. That's going to allow Lujan to get past him though. And he's back on track. He's going to come out ahead of Gomez, who's getting impeded slightly by Artura. Artura's got to run by. There's blue flags out for the Dutch driver, and Gomez slides on past. Back up into P4. JW. Oh, but Illusion goes way off track. And JW is back into second place. Wow, that is unfortunate for Illusion, but fortunate for JW. Wow, this has been a chaotic race. Coming into this, I don't think anybody would have expected a rookie to be in the podium spots, let alone P2, and let alone leading a race for several laps. Now that is extraordinary stuff. If JW does not have a seat for next season, that is going to be a crime. Because this sprint is doing extremely well. He held off Whiteout for a lot more laps than I think most drivers would have. And he's keeping it clean too throughout this race, and that's not something we see often out of rookies. We don't see drives quite like that. We've seen some pretty solid rookie drives. Matt had a pretty solid drive. Ricky had a solid drive. Roman currently is also having a really good drive. But JW is probably having the rookie drive of his life. The number 14 FR car is potentially getting the, actually, if he finishes in this position, he'll have the best result out of any driver currently from FR. My throat is on fire. I need to drink some of this Dubby. If you guys want some Dubby, be sure to get some, check it out. Check out our sponsor. The link is in chat for you guys. So you guys can get a 10% discount with using code FormulaGT. You'll be getting a good energy drink, and also you'll be supporting the league. So we might be able to do some really cool stuff in the future. Blue flags out for Artura. He's got to slow down. He's got a half-second penalty, and Roman's going to get past him here. Especially with the blue flags. The flags are out. The half-second penalty is there. He's going to move out of the way, and Roman is going to fire past. And he's going to maintain. Oh, Schulte gets a little squirrely there. The Project Zero driver getting a little squirrely there. Whiteout is using all of the track there. Extraordinary. The star driver of the weekend. I mean, Whiteout is always going to be a top contender because he's got such consistency, and he's about to set another fastest lap. And also, I didn't even notice this, but last lap, JW set the fastest lap of the race. So if he gets a podium and a fastest lap in his debut race, that's going to make him a hot commodity on the driver market. But Roman's putting in a good performance too, so the rookies are out showing just how fast they are today. And we'll see if Whiteout will set a fastest lap. He's on track to... No, not quite. He'll set an improved time, but not the fastest time in the race. Oh, but so close. As Lucian still tries to catch up, but I mean, right now, JW's on the fresher tires, and, well, yeah, mostly just the fresher tires. So he's going to have the tire advantage. And he's coming up to one of the lapped cars of Gothboy, one of the Sohei racing machines. And I will say, this is a very solid race from all these drivers, really. I mean, Gomez had 2 incidents, 2 spins, but he's already back up to P4. Now, Roman is catching B23, but B23 is on the fresher tire compound. So it's going to be a struggle for Venom to go ahead and catch up to B23. Gomez still pushing hard to try to get back into the podium spots. But right now, we are looking at a rookie on podium on debut. That is excellent racing. See if there's any close on-track battles that we can look at. Unfortunately, there is not. The gaps have spread out quite a bit. We are down to the last 7 laps of this race. Ricky goes over the curbs. He's going to go ahead and lose a bit of time there, but he's got a good gap to kill switch, but that's going to make the gap to Roman even bigger. Speaking of gaps, the gap is slightly decreasing from JW to Whiteout. JW knows this track extremely well, taking a line that I have never seen here at Monza and making it stick. I think that's where he's gaining a good chunk of his time. We have some people now in chat. There's a bot that was trying to post in chat. Thankfully, Streamlabs caught it and blocked it. Gomez a little bit onto the gravel there. That's going to allow B23 to catch up slightly, but I don't think by enough. Beautiful footage as they come out of turns 1 and 2. Crunders has a half-second penalty. I mean, I'm starting to think we actually might see... I'd have to go back and actually do some counting, which would be fun, but I think we're actually having more track limits here at Monza than we did at Austria, and Austria is more notorious for track limits than Monza is. We are coming up soon to the final lap, or last 5 laps of this race right now. Whiteout currently on a hard charge, but JW is catching him slightly. I don't think it'll be enough because there's only about 6 laps left of this race. I don't think JW will catch him in time, but this has been a stellar drive from him. And Lucian will be happy to get a podium on his race back. And this is going to have massive implications too, because this will be a double podium for the drivers of Exo High Caliber, and that might actually see them jump Racing Force in the standings and get really close. Actually, they might jump into the lead of the Constructors' Championship if they finish as they are now. FR is going to get a good result if this keeps up, so they're going to go ahead and potentially gain some positions on some of the other teams towards the middle of the pack. Dicey Racing is they're gonna come away with some good points too. Not as many points as it would have with a race win, but considering that there's a rookie in that seat and being the sole representative of Dicey Racing, that's a pretty good point share for this race. Taking a look and seeing if there's any other close on-track battles that we can get a glimpse of. JW's going to pass Schulte, another laps car. We are down to the last 5 laps of this race. Sorry, 4 laps. I miscounted. Down to the final 4 laps of the race. And this one has just been one for the ages. Seeing some rookies absolutely show that they belong on this grid. So many talented drivers from so many different countries here. It is awesome to see. Gomez is back on a hard charge, but he's actually on track to set the fastest lap on this race, taking it away from JW. Now Gomez has had the fastest lap for almost every single race this season, with I believe the exception of the Nürburgring. I think it's the only race he did not get the fastest lap. You do get an extra point for fastest lap, so that'll be good for the Racing Force squad to get another fastest lap under the belt. But I think the team that's going to benefit the most from this whole entire event is FR and High Caliber. Because right now, they're both about to have some extremely good results here. Some of the biggest points hauls that both teams have seen over the course of the entire season. 3 laps now for Whiteout. JW soon to be behind. Right now, it is about 2 seconds a lap difference between JW and Whiteout. That's not going to be enough to catch him, unfortunately, unless Whiteout has a massive mistake, which with Whiteout's consistency, I do not see that happening. But it is a really good indicator of JW's pace. Oh, Roman's going to go back into the pits. Roman is back into the pits. I wonder why. He might be running low on fuel. With 3 laps to go. Oh, he's changing tires again. Oh, he's going to drop some spots. Oh, Roman is going to drop down to P8 because of that second stop. I wonder why that's the case. He's going to have to go on a massive charge now with 3 laps remaining. He's still going to be 1 up from where he started, but I think if he would have managed his fuel, I think he could have made it throughout the rest of the race. Maybe. That is a hard maybe. I think he might be the only driver doing a 2-stop strat. We'll see how much overtake he actually has left. He's got quite a bit. Him and Killswitch have the same amount of overtake. So they're going to have to burn every bit of pace that they have here to go ahead and make the overtake to at least get back into P7. We have 2 laps remaining now between now and the checkered flag. Whiteout still got a 13-second gap, but once again, oh, JW actually had a slow lap. I mean, he's been consistently on the 129s. If you look on the right side of the screen from lap 19 to lap 24, all in the 129s. While Whiteout has only had 1 lap in the 129 range. We might see some action in between some of these cars here in the middle of the pack. Roman, Ricky, and Killswitch might be going ahead and doing battle here soon. We'll see what the next lap and a half tells us. It's about to be the final lap of this race for Whiteout. He's going to take another win here unless he has some sort of major issue with the high caliber machine, but his consistency is through the roof, so I don't foresee that happening. He's just got to bring the car home. There is a very hard charging JW behind him, but I do think that it is very possible that JW has a shot, but it would require a massive slip up from Whiteout or a massive drop off in pace, which I don't foresee either happening. It's the final lap of this race now. See if there's any battles happening. Roman is closing the gap, but I just don't think that pit stop was the right call. He might have been trying to go for a fastest lap potentially to get, to take a point off to help his team out, but I don't think he's going to get that. He'll be starting the final lap here soon, so he will finish on the lead lap. He will not finish the lap down. He's catching up. Let's check the times between the two. I guess that's not really representative. We'll check this last lap here. A 131 versus a 130, about a second between the two. Roman is going to have to push with everything he's got, but one driver that doesn't have to push anymore, he's about to come across the line in first place to take the checkered flag. Coming up Parabolica for one last time. Whiteout takes the win here for EXO High Caliber Racing. And another driver that has impressed everybody so far. JW, the British rookie, will take P2 in his debut race. Excellent stuff from these drivers, and he's got fastest lap to boot. Well done, JW. Lucian rounds out the podium. It's a double podium for Whiteout. Gomez comes across the line at P4. B23's got Parabolica left. And then that's going to put him into P5. He's got a 22-second gap. So that's a solid P5 for the American driver. Oh, Killswitch caught up to Ricky. I wonder if we're going to see a last lap battle between these three. Roman is under a second too. Oh, well, that's a laps car he passed. Oh, Killswitch is going to go for the move. He's got to move on to Ricky. Killswitch is up to P6. And I think Roman's going to take another move too. Roman's up in position there at the end. Oh, there's contact. Roman makes another move. Roman's back up into P6. Roman takes P6 there right at the end. Killswitch and Ricky. Oh, we knew there was going to be some chaos there at the end. But Roman jumps back up. The late pit stop working in his favor. The freshest soft tires on that grid. I think I just sent my voice box to the Shadow Realm. Whiteout takes a win here in Monza after a chaotic race. Well done to the drivers. Here is your top 8 drivers. Whiteout, JW, Lusion, Gomez, B23, Venom, Killswitch, Ricky. And then we take a look at the next part of the grid. It is Krunders, Matt, Schultze, Artura, and Gothboy rounding out our grid. Oh my god, that was insane. One of the most dramatic final laps I have seen in a long time. Excellent driving there. JW in his rookie race gets P1 or P2, sorry. That was absolutely extraordinary stuff here. Yeah, fuel has been a bit of concern for these drivers. But that is going to wrap up for us here today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us here on Twitch and on Instagram. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and get yourself some W with our promo code for a 10% discount. And we will see you guys next time when we head to another amazing track on the Formula GT calendar. The track that is none other than Fuji. Straight line speed is going to be a massive part of the next race. We'll see you guys next time.